Over the recent years, I really started getting into vocaloid. And one day, when I was playing Osu, I just had the random idea to make a rhythm game and ended up making it vocaloid themed for some reason. My main idea was to make a 4K rhythm game, as the one in Osumania and in many other games like Dance Dance Revolution, Guitar Hero, and Friday Night Funkin'. So I just booted up Godot and started working on a simple 4K rhythm game system. After under an hour, I was done making what's basically just a very simple version of my rhythm game. I then put it onto GitHub, which you can use if you want, and then cloned the repo and started working on the game further. I added a combo system for when you hit notes consecutively and added a score system. The next part was adding actual gameplay, which are maps. For this, I just made a script, so when you play while in edit mode, the timing of every imaginary note you click will be appended to an array and subtracted from the time it takes the note to reach the judgment bar. So this would just make it that I could tap the rhythm and create a map. If only I was ambitious enough to make an editor. Maybe if this video gets enough attention. After that, I changed it from 3 keys to 4 keys. I have no idea why it was 3 keys in the first place. Okay, so now comes the fun part, making it Vocaloid themed. To do this, I just thought that I could draw some art for the individual characters, and when you tap to the beat, the character sprite changes slightly. Well, at least it sounded good in my head. I started by drawing the face of Vocaloid, the greatest artist in the world, someone you can't ignore, the mighty, precious, wonderful, great, nonchalant Hatsune Miku. And it turned out, not the greatest. I continued making some more sprites by adding on to the art. Next step was making another character who was the second greatest artist in the world. The second person you can't ignore. The mighty, precious, powerful, great, and nonchalant, only second to Miku. Kasane Teto. And it turned out just as. And then I made more sprites. You get the point. Well, the next roadblock to tackle was the UI. Right now was pretty terrible. I fixed that by making new sprites for the notes and the note detectors or whatever you call these things, and just overall cleaned the UI by a lot. I also implement the characters in gameplay, and it's alright. I also added a rim light shader onto the character if you didn't notice. Okay, so the main gameplay for the game is pretty much done, but the overall game is far from done. With a lot left to tackle, I started by something simple, by just making the main menu, for which I had to make a logo and yeah. Anyways, here's the finished menu. Just something standard, nothing too special. With one task crossed off, I moved on to the next, making a song select screen. I just made it so there's a VBox container, which is just a vertical container with a lot of buttons in it, where each button holds information about the map, which each button can access from a global script, which I should probably change into a JSON file, but who cares about that? I just made it so hovering over a map updates the background and the name in the top left. When you press the map you're hovering, you start the map, and yeah, that's just it. I know this is a really simple approach, but it's enough for what I'm making. Next, I just made a pausing system which is really simple. When you press escape, the entire game process is freezed except for the pause instance itself, and the background is slightly blurred, and when you resume, it goes back to normal. So now the game is basically done, but it's far from complete. I just need to add more content and just do some UI stuff. Well, before that, I just had to work on one thing that gets people playing a game, of course, the visuals. I just added this bar thingy that represents your accuracy. It really doesn't do that much. Well, now it's time to add something fun. Mods. I decided to just add simple mods. You'd find something like Osu. So first I added double time, which sounds like Nightcore as it affects the pitch scale, and then added just a mod that plays automatically for you. So yeah. Yeah, these maps look cool, huh? Well, I do have a lot of songs on the game right now, but unfortunately, I can't put them in the game. Maybe we'll have user made maps if this video gets enough attention. I'd really like to make a user made map system, as that would be really cool. But what's the point in having a map system when there are no users to make maps for it? If there's demand, then I'd be extremely happy to make one, honestly. Anyways, next I went and downloaded some songs that I can legally use in a game and map them. Right now, there are only a few songs which are. So, yeah, again, having copyrighted songs is not possible with the current system. I then just made a settings menu to adjust your volume, which is simple enough, and you can also change your character here. Only Miku and Tato for now. That's pretty much it. I fixed a lot of bugs, but there are still a lot of them. If you want to play the game, the link should be in the description. Please let me know about any bugs if you happen to play it. I made it in like a week, so expect bugs. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Bye.